Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Speak Out, Stand Strong. So I have a announcement thingy for any of my SUNY Oswego viewers. There's a few of us who are working to put together an LGBT resource center. Yes, I know this is really off topic, but I've been told it's my job to announce this, and it's on my next video, which is this one. And No, that's not a word. LGBT Resource Center. There's a survey that we're currently getting together to get the climate and what LGBT students need and how other people think it works, both allied, so straight people and not straight people who are actually in the community. The survey will be going out sometime in the fall semester, so look forward to that. We're getting safe space training up and running. We've done a couple trial programs. Well, one trial program we've done, and have a couple more scheduled for the semester. That'll get up and running in the fall semester. And also, Pride Alliance is having a no-hate photo shoot on campus Thursday from 5 to 7, and in Campus Center 133, and Saturday from 12 to 5. The room will be up here because I don't remember what it is at the moment. And it's open to everyone who's a student at SUNY Oswego. Bring your ID if you want to come and do that. Otherwise, it's free. White t-shirt, jeans. So come hit that up if you want to do that. And with the LGBT resource stuff, I'll keep you guys updated as we know more. And, date as the survey comes out, I'll tell you. And to be looking for. And the safe space training, once that gets up and running and we've got dates for it, then I'll be sure to let all you guys know. That would probably be open to people not at SUNY Oswego, but I'm gonna assume you'd have to be close to drive to it. I don't really know. I should probably ask about that. Someone remind me to do that. Or if any of you people on the LGBT Resource Center are watching this, question for you. Is it open to other people? Yeah. So, today I wanted to talk about something that actually happened last Monday, a couple hours after I finished filming last week's. And so, I kind of wanted to do it then, but it was well, I already filmed and edited my thing, and it's kind of uploading now, so that didn't really work. So I was just I'll do it today. And, it's still big right now, but, with the Boston bombings at the marathon. So that's 3 dead. I've seen counts of 170 to 180 injured, mostly pretty badly. A lot are still in the hospital in critical condition. And then the shootout at MIT with 1 police officer dead and 1 really badly wounded. One of the suspects was killed there, and then the other one was captured on Friday. He's currently not in any condition to talk, with a gunshot wound to his throat, but he can communicate, so they're forging on with the trial, or not trial, investigation, that one. The main thing right now with it is that there's a huge kind of controversy over whether the suspect should be read his Miranda rights or not. And because that's something the Supreme Court has said, that all citizens of the United States should, need their Miranda rights read to them. Otherwise, anything that they say before that can't be used in court. Police still have to read you your Miranda rights when you're arrested. Also, there's been a case where, in case of public danger, or public threat, or whatever the wording is, say a bombing, and the potential for more bombings, they can suspend that and use stuff. So right now, he has not been read his Miranda rights, and there's a lot of people going back and forth on that as to whether he should end up being read his Miranda rights and tried as a citizen, or if he should go kind of like an enemy combatant kind of thing. And right now, that's the only real way that the laws say he can be tried as an enemy combatant is if he has ties to Al-Qaeda or the Taliban, because there's been circumstances where if you have connections to that, you can be tried as a terrorist and as a war combatant, even if you're on American soil. So it's a really shaky ground for doing things. It's like a lot of people, both normal people, both other like people just in general, citizens and senators and Congress people, have been calling for trying him as a military combatant or an enemy combatant, and he has no ties that we have found to Al-Qaeda or the Taliban. At this point, the only sort of tie that they have is with his older brother. Could potentially be affected by some radical Russian groups that don't really like the U.S., but that's about it. Some of the things have been saying, like, his ideas have been getting really radical recently and stuff, but it's like, that doesn't mean he's a terrorist. I mean, yeah, they did make bombs go off at the Boston Marathon and hurt a lot of people, but that doesn't automatically make them part of a terrorist group. It could be their own little message that they wanted to get out, or it could be, I don't know, just not liking America and doing stuff like that or something. I don't know why. No one knows why they did it, and quite frankly, I don't really think it matters why, kind of. Like, some people might say it does, but it's like, they did it, it happened, it doesn't matter why you blow things up. It's not acceptable to do that. It doesn't matter if your message is really good and really helpful, or if it's something bad. It's not the answer. And, like, that's, to me, like, people are searching for the answer, why'd they blow this up? Why'd they do this? Why'd they do the shootout? Why did they have things for other explosions that, like, because they had materials for more explosives. And, people are like, why would they do this? And I was like, it doesn't matter. The fact is that they did, and one's dead, one's now been caught. Now you have to let the justice system take over and do its job. As a country, America is kind of prides itself on its citizens' rights, and that the courts are the ultimate place where any punishments will be decided. It's not up to the government to say, you did this, and as you have no ties to this, we're still going to treat you like you do. It's not up to anyone to say, it's not like up to the senators, it's not up to the people to say, you killed a bunch of people, so you don't have rights anymore. That's not how this country works. There's, like, mass murderers and serial killers and all that stuff. They still get citizens' trials, they still get all this stuff, and some of them have done things that are just as bad as the Boston bombings, and they still got their trials, they still had their Miranda rights, they still had all this stuff that this 19-year-old kid doesn't at the moment. And from what I've seen, it looks like he's going to be tried as a citizen or a civilian, and that's what it's moving towards, but there's still a lot of people pushing to make him not, and that's a slippery slope. You don't want to start walking that, in my opinion, because where do you draw the line? Where do you stop? Where does the government become so powerful that the checks and balances that we have in place to keep it from happening no longer apply? It's the court's job to say whether this kid is guilty or not. It's not up to the president, it's not up to senators, it's not up to everyday people like us who aren't on the jury. It's up to the courts. And flawed though the judicial system might be here, it's the best shot we have at really proving, at really getting the result that a lot of people want. Because I don't remember, it didn't really have any hard stats with it, but from the stuff that I've been reading, it's kind of, it like implies that, I don't remember which website it was, but one of them said one of the articles I read said that civilian courts actually have a better track record convicting terrorists than, like, martial law and martial courts and military tribunes and all that stuff. So it's kind of like, well, if you really want him to be convicted, send him through the civilian courts, because they've done better. Sure, this person did really bad things, but he's still a person. He still has the rights given to him by the U.S. Constitution. You don't just give them up because of something you do. If we start going that route, then we aren't any better than a lot of the countries that we kind of hold ourselves above, because their government can just make people disappear without taking them to court. This is a civilian who needs to be punished, so he should be tried in civilian manner. It's not wartime. We're not at war with Russia. We're not at war with Russian radicals. You know, some people might say that, oh, you're from New York, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't have anything to do with this and all this stuff, and it's like, no. I have a lot of family who are in Boston. Like, that day I was glued. I mean, I'm always glued to my iPad, but I was glued even more just checking my email about every 10 minutes because they were updating us on how they were and where they were doing and how everything was going, and, like, just making sure everyone was okay. And, that's scary to know that, some of my cousins could have been there. Like, my cousin's brother-in-law finished the marathon half an hour before the explosions. Like, if he had been half an hour slower, he could have been one of the casualties. And that's scary that someone that close to you could have died from it. And, like, I'm not just, it's not like it's something that doesn't affect me. And, but I'm just taking a rational approach to it, and it's basic elements of the country and the judicial system and how everything works that a lot of people are seem to throw by the wayside when things like this happen and when the word terrorist gets thrown around. And it's not good. It's not a good thing. And you can't use terrorism as an excuse to do things like that to people. Even if people do bad things, you have to show you're the higher person or group or whatever, and not stoop to their level. So, I know this video might get a lot of controversy and stuff and comments, so I just ask any of you who comment on this to, be civil with each other and be respectful, whether you agree with the viewpoint or not of myself or of other people who are commenting. So, don't be buttheads. It's that simple. My prayers and thoughts are with all the people who were affected by the Boston bombings, and I just hope justice does what justice does and is served the way it should be. So, yeah. That's all I've got for you today. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to all of you next Monday. Peace.